To start, your planning paper and your linoleum need to be the same size. Start by drawing the outline of what you want to print. Think coloring book style. Color in each section of your plan using one solid color. These will be the colors you use for printing. Transfer your plan to your linoleum square. Scribble pencil all over the back of where your design is. Flip it over and place it on your linoleum. See how it matters that the size of my plan matches the size of my linoleum. Take something sharp like a pencil or a pen and trace over your design so that you transfer the pencil from the back onto the linoleum square. Once you remove your plan, your image should be on your linoleum sheet. It's often helpful to trace over your design with Sharpie. These two baskets house all the tools that you will need for your linoleum cutting and printing. If you have not watched how to set up and clean up for your linoleum project, please stop and do that now. After setting up my workspace, I'm ready to begin cutting. I first want to cut away everything that I want to keep the color of my paper. So in this case, I'm going to cut away the background first. I've chosen a small cutter to get the points of my hedgehog sharp. I'm using the wood board so that I have something to push against instead of cutting towards my fingers. I never want to cut towards my fingers. These tools are sharp and I will slice my finger open. So this board is helpful to be able to have something to push my linoleum up against if I need to. I'm switching to a larger cutter to remove more of the background and to make sure that I get enough of the material away so that the background does not print onto my paper. Now that my background is cut away, I'm ready to clean up my area, put away my tools, and get out the supplies that I need to start printing. I'm going to print my lightest color first, so that would be my teal. So I'm going to push the colors out onto the metal tray that I need to make a teal, and then I'm going to mix that color using the spoon. Once I'm happy with my color, I will put the ink away, go to the sink, wash the spoon, and put the spoon away also. I've prepared my paper for printing, and I cut quite a few pieces because when I mess up on some, I still want some to turn out right. Next, I'm taking my linoleum piece and placing it on each piece of paper and drawing guidelines so that when I print the next colors, I can put every color in the same spot on top of each other. So I'm doing that on all the paper that I cut. Now I'm ready to roll out my ink. So I'm going to roll up into the ink a little bit and then pull it down onto the tray, lifting up my roller so that the ink spreads instead of just rolling in one spot. I want to try to get it so it has sort of an orange peely sort of texture. This is what I want my ink to look like. I do not want my ink to look like this. See how it's lumpy and bumpy? To begin printing, I'm going to make sure that my roller is covered with ink, which it should be from rolling the ink out. And then I'm going to roll ink onto my linoleum. I want to roll in at least 2 different directions. Next, using the guidelines on my paper, I'm going to flip my linoleum over and line it up with the marks that I made. I have 2 options to push the linoleum down. One is using the pressure from my hands. After pushing down, remove the linoleum and set your print aside to dry. Then roll your roller over your ink again, making sure it stays that orange peel texture. Roll it onto your block. Line up your block with your lines that you drew again. And the second way you can add pressure is by using a clean roller, and again roll in 2 different directions. Peel off your linoleum and set it aside. Repeat the process until you run out of paper. Set your prints somewhere out of the way to dry. These 3 items need to be washed. When you're finished washing them, please dry them and put them away. Now I'm ready to cut my next color. So I printed teal, so I want to cut away the parts that I want to stay teal. So I'm going to cut away the spines of my hedgehog. Remember to clean up my mess when I'm done, and then I'm ready to start the next color. My next lightest color is brown, so I've prepared my brown ink and I'm ready to start printing. As long as I use the same registration marks from my first copy, all of my brown should line up just like my plan shows. Now I'm ready to cut away the parts that I want to stay brown. So I'm going to cut away his face and his paws, but leave his eyes and his nose. After cleaning up, I'm ready to prepare my black ink and repeat the printing process again. If I keep using the same registration lines, his eyes and his nose will end up exactly where I put them on my plan. Remember, these 3 things need to be cleaned and put away. Here's my completed set of a hedgehog army. Once my whole set is complete and dry, I can turn it in.